about it.
Even for SAP.
Yes.
Lots of
Mysteries as well.
yeah.
Life
Enjoy
is,
our life.
life is good.
It's good.
It's great.
I live up to 102, 150.
No sadgi.
I don't care how long I live,
More than
but
sadgi.
I enjoy.
No,
but
but
if
if
you
you don't
don't
plan, you
when
don't
people have a lot of
enjoy
money,
it.
they become
If
poor.
you don't plan.
That is your opinion. You don't know.
You don't plan
Uncertain
how you
things
don't
come
have
in
to
your
worry.
life.
Do it.
May I have
That
a
surprise
kind
you
attention,
more.
please?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now the next part is I will show you the IDOC that I meant to show you. But before that, I would like to talk about integration. No, the spell check in computer is not good. Now I'm doing a lot of spelling mistakes.
I know that.
And integration. So that's why I did E and I both.
Yeah. What you like to
I'm never good at
My teachers would be very
No,
good
I
at
used to be very good at it, but since we have spell check, you
Yeah.
don't even
Yeah,
bother.
yeah,
If it comes red, you don't
Yeah.
even focus on
Yeah.
what went wrong. You know, you just right click and
Yeah, exactly.
I'm always typing colleagues 100 times a day in my correspondence, but I don't know how to type colleagues.
Yeah.
See, that was my problem as well. Call COL league, then LEAGUE, COLLEAGUE.
Wow.
Call
Brilliant.
league like football league.
Football league.
Call
is that the right spelling?
Yeah,
Yes.
I
COLLEAGUE.
always go with the
Colleague.
correct. So
Colleague.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
good.
Spelling.
But I again go to
So what's the correct
the
spelling?
word then check it, no matter what.
INTERGATION.
Just the ER.
Silent words.
Yes.
There's no
Funny
F
language.
It is funny language.
Okay.
All languages are funny,
So-
like, what you pronounce is different.
On SAP integration, right? So integration, we have two fundamental processes: O2C, OTC or O2C, people call it. Order to cash and P2P. O2C, P2P. So three-stage approach: process, accounting, and config. First thing is process. What is OTC process? I'm sure I must have discussed this 2-3 times.
Yeah.
Right. So how it end-to-end works? Let's talk about P2P first. P2P. So
Procure to pay.
yeah, in procure to pay, what are the process steps?
receive order.
No.
No,
You
You're
receive
buying something.
RFQ.
You are buying
Purchase
something.
We are buying something. Yeah.
So first thing is
Let me go
requisition,
back. I will tell you details.
then purchase order. Requisition, then request for quotation,
Request for quotation. Purchase order.
purchase order, then good receipt. Good receipt.
Payments.
Invoice.
Invoices.
Okay. This is process, right? End-to-end process. This process doesn't fall within FI. It comes from MM and FI. Sometimes it can come from PP, production planning, and FI. Right? So P2P, right? So here at the point of requisition, there is no accounting entry. For purchase order, there is no accounting entry. Right? Though if you have a commitment management active on controlling for cost center, it will have an entry on KSB2 report. Right? Because while raising a purchase order, you are assigning cost center.
Yeah.
Though there is no accounting entry at the point of purchase order, but it will have an impact on cost center as a commitment. Because what is purchase order? It's a legal contract. When a company sends a purchase order to another company, it is not just a piece of paper. It has got terms and conditions and everything. They cannot say, "Oh, sorry, forget about it. We don't want those goods anymore." Right? it's a legal contract, right? So this is a commitment. Even though there is no an accounting entry at month and year end activities, they have to bear in mind how in total how much money they have for which they have sent a purchase order to different vendor, though they haven't received any goods or any invoice, right? But when it comes to good receipt, we are talking about second part, the accounting part. We use an interim account called GRIR account, right? So we say material or stock debit and GRIR credit. Right? So the transaction code for purchase order is ME21N, that you should remember. ME21N. For good receipt, it is MIGO, MIGO. So when you do MIGO, there will be an accounting entry. What is GRIR? Good receipt, invoice received account. GRIR account.
Myro is for invoice, right?
Myro is for invoice.
Yes, Myro.
And then Myro for invoice. At the time of Myro, the accounting entry will be GRIR debit and vendor credit. At the time of Myro. We don't do FB60. FB60 is only for staff expenses. Right? We normally, when we buy goods like raw material or anything, we don't do FB60. Instead, we use MIGO, Myro, ME21, and it comes from MM module. Right? These all transactions are from MM. And once you post Myro, it will create an accounting document in the background. Right? So there will be one purchase order document, one good receipt document. There will be one Myro document and then accounting document. 4 document system will create. Right? So this is the transaction. This GRIR account, it is an open item managed GL account. Right? What is open item managed GL account?
Need to be clear.
You line item and open item, right? So where do we tick on customer vendor open item management when we create customer and vendor account?
They are always open.
Right? They are always open item managed. Customer or any sub-ledger accounts are
Always
item
open.
managed. Customer and when you create customer and vendor, you don't get that tick open item managed.
Open item.
Because it's by default open item. Because with customer vendor you have invoice payment, right? So this is the entry. So how does the integration work? Before I talk about the config side of things, just imagine in a big corporate company there are hundreds, maybe thousands of different goods they are receiving at different plant level, right? And also they are getting thousands of invoices per day, maybe not thousands, hundreds of invoices, right? So who will clear this manually? Right? GRIR account, do you think someone will clear it manually against each other? Right? See, why we use, okay, the fundamental question is why we are not using FB60 and we are using ME21N, MIGO and Myro. Why? What is the reason? Why can we not use one T code rather than using 3 different T codes?
Because they are integrated with other modules.
So what's the advantage? Functional advantage.
Functional advantage.
See, 3-way matching system. 3-way
Yes.
matching. What is 3-way matching? When you receive an invoice, right, you're matching 3 things. Your invoice, your purchase order, delivery, your good receipt. When you receive an invoice, in invoice you have 2 things, quantity and price. How do you know the price which is return. Just focus on what I'm saying, right? So when we receive an invoice, how do we know the price which we have on invoice is the correct price? That we can compare with the purchase order when we ordered that product or those materials, right? That we can compare with purchase order, the price. And how we will know the quantity is the correct quantity we have ordered or we have received? Through good receipt. So there is a three-way matching which this process can allow, which FB60 doesn't have, right? So that's why we choose to have this. And I shared one document for integration, SAP one, yesterday evening. If you had a chance.
Yeah.
It's a very nice document.
Now, when you say, sorry, when you say we were checking, is it like physical checking or the system? Because PO we are not uploading in the system anyway. Or invoice we can't see in the
No,
system.
this is all manual transaction. Nothing. See,
I mean, this process has nothing to do with SAP. Actually, when goods come into the,
hey, it has got something to do with it.
Yeah, but
you enter
Wipro-
on the system.
when we says we need to compare.
Okay, I'll tell you the way it happens. When you receive a goods, you are receiving against that purchase order.
Yeah.
Right? And when you get an invoice, you are entering that invoice against purchase order or that good receipt. I'll show you on my system how to create purchase order. Right? So this is what we do. It's a three-way matching system, and you are using the other document as a reference to create it. Right? When you do MyGo, it is against that purchase order. Right? When you are receiving the goods, it is against that purchase order. Tina, are you getting?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the process. Now it comes to GRIR account. Right? So in GRIR account, here I would like to talk about sort key. Do you know sort key? What is sort key?
Sort key 001.
For us is 001 posting date.
All the time 001.
He does not the job for
It sorts the data.
Hmm?
We can sort the data.
Sort the
Yes.
data, yeah.
The sort key is used to sort the data. There are two purposes of sort key. Right? So shall I rub this off if you have?
Yeah, yeah.
Sort key. Sort key can sort the data because when you assign sort key 001, 001 is what? Posting date. So this posting date, what it does, if you assign sort key 001 to a GL account, whatever document you post against that GL account, it will take, the system will take that document's posting date
Posting
and it populates into assignment field. That assignment field appears when you do FBL 3N. Right? So what it does, your date, just imagine 30th of November 2014. Right? So that number comes into assignment field on a line item level. And through that number we can sort the item. If you want the latest item should come on top or the oldest item should remain at the bottom, that we can do it. But there is a sort key called purchase order. Right? In the list, just do FS00 in your system.
64.
FS00.
Is it possible to create a SQL script to arrange the data?
Why do you need to do
Just out here. So, for example, if I'm going to create a formula that I want the day these transactions to show by every 2 days or something like that. Just
You don't
some
need-
kind of a formula that I want to make it
that?
as
You
a
don't need
SQL
SQL. You can do it within that report.
within
There are
that.
a lot of
Lot
tools
of
available.
things. Okay.
So, yeah, have you done FS00?
Yeah.
Go to sort key.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Can you see the sort key purchase order number?
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
Purchase order number, right? So, that purchase order number, can you see purchase order number sort key or not?
Yeah.
All of you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah?
It's opening, but yeah, I can see on the screen.
Okay.
Purchase order.
No.
Number
External
11.
document number,
011, isn't it?
plant
280.
number, vendor number, purchase order. Gosh. There's a two is 010 and then same as 014. One says purchase order number, the other one says purchase order only. So what's the difference between purchase order and purchase order number?
There are two short keys.
Yeah,
Purchase order and purchase order.
number. The number.
There are two
010, 014.
014 is the one which we use for GRI or clearing.
Okay.
I'm not sure about 10.
Okay.
So what it does, this GRIR, GL account, when we create,
Bless
we
Thank you.
use this sort key,
you. Okay.
right? We use this sort key, and just pay attention here. Yeah. So you have a double entry again. I am writing the same double entry. Raw materials, debit, GRIR, credit at the point of MyGo, and at the point of MyRo, GRIR, debit, and vendor credit. Now you want system to match the items against each other, right? So there is a program called, they do a program MR11. It's a transaction code through which they can clear these accounts. So if we use in GRIL GL account, if we use purchase order as a sort key, so what will happen? The one for one particular order, the delivery will have the same purchase order number as a sort key. Also, the invoice will have a same purchase order number as a sort key. So the GRIR credit entry will have the same purchase order number as an assignment field as here at the time of invoice. It will have the same purchase order number as an assignment field, right? And through that we can clear those two accounts. So what system will do? How it will match debit against credit, right? Which entries have the similar assignment number, purchase order number, they will clear against each other, right? So that system can automatically do. So otherwise we have to manually clear it against each other. Also we can schedule a background job for this. Right? There is a transaction F.13. I'll show you on the system as well, through which we can do automatic clearing. Automatic clearing.
Done.
Okay. Now I am talking about configuration. So far we have talked accounting, we have talked about process. This was also process, how it works, right? Assignment, common assignment field. What is assignment field? Assignment field is nothing but sort key.
Yeah.
So now for integration there is only one key, no DYC. For FIMM integration.
OBY
C.
C.
OBYC.
What?
MM FI integration. FIMM integration.
F-I.
It works in a combination of valuation area plus movement type plus transaction fee.
Valuation area.
Plus movement type plus transaction key. You know, when we did a VAT config on OB40, MWS VST, can you remember? Yeah. OBYC is a kind of same transaction, right? In which you will have, instead of the MWS VST, you have got certain things like BSX and WRX. These are transaction keys which we are going to use, right? The basic one, WSX and WRX. BSX and WRX.
Only two?
There are few GBB, PB0 for price differences, but let's talk in terms of basics, right?
There are about 60, 70 of
Yeah,
those.
60, 70 of those.
He already uploaded 80,000 if you need more.
No, if you understand the basics, then you can play around. That is not a problem.
Yeah, for GRIR, it's WRX.
So when you do see, GRIR, credit, and this is inventory or raw material. Debit. At that point of time, we use WSX and WRX. Like in OB40, MWS we are assigning GL account. VST we are assigning GL account. Likewise, for raw material GL account, we assign by double clicking on BSX, the GL which we create. And GRIR we will assign via double clicking on WRX. Right? This is, I'm talking about transaction key. This BSX, WRX, they are all transaction keys. But it works in multiple combinations. Right? What is movement type in an asset? When we created an asset, when we acquired an asset, if you remember, we have chosen movement type 100, external acquisition. If you remember, when we posted an asset, right? Do you remember? External acquisition from vendor, we chose movement type 100 at the point of. So there is movement type. What is movement type? The way you move your stock between one plant to another, right? If I have this laptop, I can transfer this laptop into my another office, or I can sell it, or I can scrap it, right? Or I can give somebody to enhance my laptop. So in material, whatever you do with the material, right? You are doing some process, you are outsourcing some process to external companies, right? So everything, every little thing with the material is different movement type. The way material is moving, in simple terms, right? So there are different movement types. When we did an asset, at that time movement type was 100, external acquisition, right? The other part is valuation area. This is all right? We don't have to go into this detail, but at least you should know. As long as you understand this much is enough. BSX and WRX, right? Now, what is valuation area? Because if I am manufacturing this laptop in UK and in India, it's a different story, right? The cost of manufacturing in India will be less than UK. That's why all the companies are moving into China, India, those countries, Bangladesh. Right? So, valuation, when you value the product, you have got two choices. Either you can do it as per the company code, it means irrespective of how many plants you have. Right? In we call it plants, where the manufacturing happens. Right? Irrespective how many plants you have across all the countries, but the valuation will work based on company code only. And the second option you can do valuation as per the plant. Right? Imagine you have one company code under which you have 5 different plants where the manufacturing is happening. Right? But each plant will have individual valuation. Right? Are you getting me?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Absorbing.
Is it because of stage of the process? Every plant has got different valuation.
It is business will make that decision, right? The way they want to value their product. But it is for the valuation purpose, right? And in valuation as well, you have got two choices, right? For the stock keeping as well, moving average and fixed price. right? Moving average and fixed price. So just to give you an understanding, what is moving average and fixed price? Anybody has got any idea?
As far as I remember, I think average, when it says moving average means they are valuing the cost of the stock, but every time the cost doesn't remain same. So on the
They
basis
take
of,
average.
so they are taking average. That
Yes.
is called
True.
moving average.
See, if I'm trading this laptop, I have bought 100 of these for £100 each. And the next time I bought it another 100 for £200, the same item. So I have got 200 laptops for which I have paid £30,000. So the average price is 150, right? So this is moving average. What is fixed? They keep it a fixed price, right?
Yeah.
So it all comes under valuation area. The way you value based on the plan and the method you use, along with movement type and transaction key, determines which GL account to hit in FI. Right? But the transaction code is only one, OBYC, in which you can assign GRIR account. Right? So this is an integration. For doing it, it's just one T code, but to understand, it's very thorough. You need to have a bit of knowledge about MM as well, right? Just to understand the thorough integration, right? But for us, for FI consultant, what we need to understand: process, accounting, and the way it clears with that assignment field, right? The purchase order number, sort key, and these two basic entries with transaction key. And you should have some sort of idea. There is something movement type, the way you move your material from one plant to another, or you are selling it to your customer, or getting something done, something you are outsourcing, right? So that is movement type. Valuation is the way you value your product, right? So now what I will do, I will show you on my system how it works. So today you just have to listen to me. I mean, you are not doing much in the system. This is our double for automatic.
What's the T
clearing.
code?
OB74.
Additional.
Rules for automatic clearing.
Why we need additional rule? We are happy with the normal.
No. See, this is very interesting. What it says in this T code, first thing is account type,
ADK.
right? ADKMS, right?
Where is that?
So here this ZUONR, this field is assignment field. It's a technical name for assignment field, right? What we are saying, how the debit should match credit when it has to do automatically, right? Without manual intervention or user doing manual clearing. You want system to do clearing, but system should know what are the criteria. So what we are saying, if it is a GL account, S stands for GL, and from to 2, right, 2 to 3 is our GRIR account, right? So we can here say the first criteria is ZUONR. Just imagine if it is ZUONR, right? If there is no two assignment fields are not common, so this is the second criteria. If there is no similarity between two assignment number, then go for the second criteria and the third criteria and the fourth criteria.
Okay.
List goes on, right, till 5 criteria.
But then, how many sort keys you can define?
Doesn't have to be sort key all the time. It can be something else for clearing. External document reference number,
Yeah.
right? If there is something common between these two, right? So that's what you can do. So if I look my 223 GL account, what is that first of all? We don't do MyGo in our company, right? We don't do good receipt. We directly, because we are not buying something and manufacturing anything. We are a service sector, but we do have a GRIR. The initial plan was to have GRIR, but we are not doing goods delivery. Right?
Why do you have GRIR?
Initially, when we implemented, we planned to have it, but it was too difficult to maintain all those deliveries, right? So that's the reason why we abandoned the plan.
You guys don't have MM, right?
We do have MM.
You do use MM.
Yeah, I'll show you.
What purpose does it serve? In your,
Creating purchase order, creating
or in
Myro,
case you're buying something.
Myro.
Stationery.
Yeah, so many things there.
So EBELN.
So it's not compulsory that you have to manufacture something.
No, it is not compulsory. See, purchase document. This is 0010 EBELEN. You know, the one which you are talking about. Purchase document, purchasing document. And ZUNR is 0014. Purchasing document and purchase order number is two different things. Purchase order number is ME21N. When you post a document, it is called purchase order number. And when you do Myro, the document number which you get, it is purchasing document. Right? Let me turn this off. So here we are saying purchasing document use for the first, then the next one is GSBER. Let's see what is GSBER. If you have your system open, go to OB74. Business area which we don't use.
OB74.
OB74.
That's fine.
Trading partner.
Wow. Zoom here.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
The clearing thing. You might have ZUONR.
Yeah,
to all the items.
ZUNR.
So ZUONR, just use the drop down. What it says? What is ZUONR? Just scroll all the way back. It will say assignment number. Right?
So many.
Assignment.
Assignment number.
Doesn't say number, it just says assignment.
Yeah, assignment.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're already there.
So for integration as a SAP FICO consultant, we only need to do OBYC, OBYC, and then BSX. I'll double click on BSX. Right, you don't have anything created, but you can just have a look. Right, BSX. This is my chart of account, city, and this is where I can assign my GL account, the GRIR account. I can do 223. I'm not supposed to save anything because it's client 175. We are doing all the configuring client 100 only. Right. So this is where I assign. It is like OB40, similar thing. Right, more or less. So on BSX we assign raw material account, right, and then on WRX, on OBYC, on WRX we assign GRIR account, which is already been assigned 223. Right? So this is what we assign, and I'll show you what the end user does exactly, right? So if I am an end user, I want to order something. I will say ME21N. Internet is slow. So this is purchase order screen. So first of all, I will select the purchase order, the one which I want. We have different purchase order settings. So city external order. I will choose a vendor. 28 as I remember this vendor for testing purpose. Then I have purchasing org in MM. So I need to select my purchasing organization. I'll say city. Purchasing group, I can select any of these group, different purchasing groups. Company code
How many company code do you guys have?
3. City, university. Right? So what we are doing, we don't use material for MM. We do use material for SD. But when we buy something, we don't use material. So the material is linked to a GL account, right? But since we don't use material, we can directly assign GL here. So what we do here on A, we are saying this purchase order, right? If I'm ordering a laptop, I need approval from whom?
Line manager.
My line manager. And my line manager will have a cost center, right? Because he's a head of the department, right? So I'll say here, this purchase order is cost center related, K, right? And I'll say laptop, Dell laptop. Then I'll select my material group. Purchasing group is different, material group is different. And here I will say PC desktop purchase, right? Quantity 1, each currency GBP. I'll say 600 pounds for one piece. Plant, city. So this is not material, I just typed the text. In other if you have to do a MyGo, then you need to select the material, right? Now what we use is this, these two field, people put their credentials, right? Who is ordering this product and their telephone extension. Mine is this, right? So
4098.
requisitioner and their extension we put it.
Okay, fine.
4098, right? And as soon as I hit enter, system will ask me to enter VAT and cost center. We use jurisdiction code, which is only being used in America, because since we are an educational sector, we are allowed to claim back some of the VAT which we pay. So we use jurisdiction code as well, right? So don't worry about it. Instead of V0, let me select V0. Normally you don't see jurisdiction code anywhere except America.
So why in America they use?
Let them worry.
Yeah, surely, but why they use it?
I'm sure because there are 50 odd different states, right? They all have their own bodies for taxation. So that's the
fine.
reason. So this is my GL account I'm selecting and my cost center. Why it is asking me for cost center? Because I have entered K here.
Okay.
KD076. This is my cost center. Normally you have a alphanumeric number for cost center. You won't have finance administration. Right? The naming convention, they spend hours in meeting to decide that naming convention, how it should start. Right? Then hit enter. See, you guys are enjoying. You don't have to do anything today. It is me who is talking.
Do we get?
So any
You will
questions?
get a laptop, Dell laptop by next week. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Do we get a question
Not
and
really.
certificate or anything like that?
Hmm?
Do we get a question
Okay,
and
you get a-
certification?
No,
Fine.
not on certification, but in interview, yes.
On interview, they will ask you for
Yes.
integration.
So I haven't saved my purchase order yet. I can do a print preview as well.
This order goes to your manager.
No. I'll tell you about it.
It's not a P2P process.
This is purchase order. This is not requisition. It is direct order.
It's a purchase order. Real contract.
Dell laptop, £600.
How it is decided? The price and
Now, after the evaluation, like you send the requisition out, you got some
See,
quotations.
I'll tell you, as is and to be process. We had a paper-based form, Word form, which I have to print, fill, and give it to my manager. When he signs it, it goes for purchase order creation, and they have a preferred supplier. Right? They don't request for quotation all the time. But this is a common process. I was talking in terms of global scenario, not city university scenario. But in our scenario, we have a preferred supplier. Right? We directly send them a purchase order. Right? As soon as my requisition, paper-based requisition is approved, when my manager signs it, they can create a purchase order on the system. The central accounts procurement team, right? But now that was an as-is process. But now we went live with e-requisition system, which works along with employee self-service, right? In SAP HR payroll module, listen to this, yeah, it's functional thing, nothing technical about it. In SAP HR payroll module, they came up with something called ESS, Employee Self Service,
Yeah.
in which employee can log in themselves. They can change their bank details. They can change their address if they have moved the house. They can do their leave request. They can print their pay slips. They can print their P60s. So the whole idea is why companies are spending that much money for their
Now
employees.
even we can order
Cost saving
uniform as
exercise. Instead of using 40 admin staff per HR, they can survive on 10 or 15
well.
people,
Yeah, that's
because employee will do it everything by themselves, right? So this is ESS project. That ESS project we tied in with e-requisition. So in e-requisition, I can do a web form, right? If I want a laptop, instead of going here, I will do a web form, and as soon as I fill this web form, it triggers an email and goes to my line manager for approval. If you want, I can show you the system next time. I don't have the link right now, right? But it's a live system, right? So
can order
I don't
something
want
live
my
from-
manager to get an email on Sunday, Sam wants a new laptop.
For the whole group, not only for him, for the whole group.
10 laptops.
So it triggers an email, it goes to him. When he approves it, it automatically creates this purchase order on the system. Right?
Employee services, ESS.
Yes, employee self-service and e-requisition. So this can be one of your project. You can explain there was a paper-based project, where we used to do this kind of thing, and then I have worked on that project, and this is how it used to work end to end. This was my inputs. So in e-requisition, we not only use for this, we also have a payment card, university debit cards or credit card, P card we call it. So if I have to do a hotel booking or travel ticket, no one will accept purchase order, right? They want their money now, right? Those big companies or hotel, they want, what the hell? We don't want purchase order. Give us our money, right? One of my colleague, he went to this training. He just finished training this Friday to SAP. He lives in London, but he booked an hotel.
Hotels, yeah.
Yeah,
That's very
because
common.
it was close. So he
That's
booked
extremely
5-star
common.
hotel at Feltham for 5 days. So for that we have to pay money straight away, right? So before spending that money, we need an authorization within our system, within our organization, that before we use this card, someone needs to authorize it, right? So they can do a P card request as well. Okay, this fellow wants to book a hotel which is £90 per day multiplied by 5 days, right? This is the amount which needs to be approved, right? So once they do a P card request, it has been approved, then only he can use the P card, right? So this was the process, right? But this is the old process I'm talking about, which works within SAP. So they have to manually create. They use this paper-based form and create this purchase order on the system, right? And then they can print or email the purchase order to the vendor.
I think we got a similar system in HSBC. It's called BuySmart. So assume the branch you want to order our business cards or any stationery for promotions or any new computer or anything. forget what computer, it is managed centrally probably, but any stationary item, we will order through buy small. Or when I was working in
It is called a product
we are-
catalog,
yeah.
right? There are online like you can see Argos books these days,
We are
right? Big
using
one.
form as well.
You can get online catalog as well, which can be integrated into your system.
Yeah.
So while choosing the vendor, it will help you who is the cheapest one. This
Yeah.
and that online system.
even we used to book, I was booking my bookings as well when I was going for the visits, site visits, etc. But the booking I was booking through system. Same system we are using for by integrating catalogs as well as hotel booking as well.
Okay. So now, are you guys with me or not, or somewhere
Yeah.
else? Tina,
Yeah.
click
Yeah.
on save button.
Don't save your client 175.
It's okay. And I'm not doing config change.
No, you just said so. I'm just
Yeah,
giving you a
it is
yellow warning.
It is a see. That's what you need to understand, right? It is a development system. When I say I cannot make config change, what it means, the config is only dedicated to client 100 in development. I am not supposed to do any config change, but I am not doing config change. This is end user activity, right? So the purchase order number is created, as you can see.
Sorry,
It's okay.
someone's calling.
It's not showing on your
It
screen.
will come onto my laptop. I could talk to it.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's one.
There's too much. But this is too much.
I can change and view my purchase order through ME22N,
ME22 and view your
ME22 and ME23N. Right? So this is my purchase order, 600 pound. And I told you we don't do MyGo. We directly do Myro. So let me do the Myro. All I need is this purchase order number. I'll do a Myro.
You can see.
So this is model, isn't it?
Everything is in MM.
Purchase order.
So this is my purchase order. I will type 600. System will force me to enter the reference number. What is this reference number?
your name. Rathod.
No.
Invoice
I'm entering an invoice.
Dell
I'm entering an invoice.
invoice number.
Invoice number of the Dell.
Okay.
The company which has sent me an invoice. Invoice number of the Dell.
So
Any
you put it
number.
back to the system.
And as soon as I click on enter, see the posting period is closed. For MM, there is for MM there is a different posting period. Right? So first of all, I need to open that posting period. Even though it did let me, but it won't let me post it.
So for each modules, they have to do their own configurations.
Yes.
For each module, so MM or FICO, they need to set up their own company
Yes.
code and their
Not own company.
Company
Name limited one.
company code is one. Yeah, sorry.
Supposed to be same.
Configuration they have to do.
They have to do from the
Company
beginning.
code
3-step process,
will define.
accounting,
FI, na?
config.
It's supposed to be FIs or MM guys.
FI.
Posting it's supposed to be same as well because that
So we are the Brahma.
Posting.
That's why the integration, na?
We are the Brahma.
We are creator.
No, that's why that is the integration, na?
No, main module is FI. Everything ends in
We
FI.
are creator.
You're the king.
yeah fiscal year and everything supposed to be same.
So I will open the period in MM, OMSY.
Not OB52.
No, for MM is OMSY. So our period starts from August. August, September, October, November. So period 4 should be open. This is not config again. It is not config, I'm telling you. Period is not config because the way we did SEC4 setting, that's why it is asking me. It's fine. So now I have to do this again. Let me copy this PO number again. Simulate. See, I can enter against purchase order or delivery. Delivery we don't do anyway on the system. And I can click on post. So this document is created. This is not accounting document. This is purchasing document. Right? And
This one tells, eh? The invoice is going to be from there.
yeah, so system automatically posts an accounting document as well. And I want to show you the complete document flow, how it works end to end. So how I can view vendor invoice? What is the transaction for vendor line item?
FBL.
FBL1N.
One in.
BL1N. Here,
Three for the check.
so I did only two transactions, ME21N and Myro. And this is my vendor account.
No, I'm not sleeping.
This is my 600 pound. If I double click on this item, just pay attention here. If I double click on this accounting document, this accounting document got posted by system automatically. What if I want to see the complete document flow? I go to environment, document environment, relationship browser.
When you say complete document, means that hierarchy.
Yes. This is purchase order document number. This is accounting document. The final one is accounting document. Right? This is purchasing document. This is purchase order. And in controlling, it has posted two documents. One is for controlling, one is for profit center. One is for cost element, one is for profit center. Because cost center KD is 076, in master record it will have a profit center assigned. So in total, how many documents? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the relationship. Right?
Very funny relation.
Hmm? So this is what end user does in procurement. They don't do FV60. They do ME21 and Myro.
Myro.
Right?
God.
And the one which I just showed you, OB74.
See, I'm in procurement, and if I just trying to find out that like procurement guy in MM is using SAP. So what is salary package or something like that?
Same.
Same.
FI.
Same as
FI.
consultant.
We had someone called Praful Bucha. Not in city. I know someone. Used to work for Bird Eye. Running good salary, 60, 65.
So if I'm an expert in procurement sourcing, and if I know SAP, how I work together.
Yeah, I have config. If you want to do a config, I can share SDMM configuration. Simple configuration, and you can configure the whole system. so that you can create your own purchase order. You can do MyGo, Myro, everything. SD and MM, basic config, right? Which is required to create a purchase order, not that complex. Because when it comes to MM, you have plant, purchasing, organization, you have lot of other things as well, lot of ifs and buts, right?
So if I'm not a good consultant, I can slightly direct the way using SAP only.
What do you mean?
Why are you using F first of all? You're not a good consultant, we all know that.
What you are saying?
No, like trying to connect or correlate my experience in procurement and SAP together, like a job which needs a bit of both.
Yeah, you can pick some of the areas which you have got more experience about. Because I'll show you one thing. See what I was showing. Let me finish this, then I'll come to your point. This is OB74. This is where we have assigned this ZUONR, right? Then also I would like to show you the transaction OB16. This is a sort key transaction. Whatever sort keys which you can see, they are here, right? Also you can create Z sort key if you want. Your own sort key with a combination of two things. Here we have Z sort key Z02 for some reason, document number and line item, right? So you can create your Z sort key as well, right?
Why there are two parameters?
Because
But
we
that
need this
creating-
for clearing purpose. The sort key, as I said, two options you have. One is to sort, another is for clearing. Because it populates assignment number. And if the two documents have got similar assignment number, yeah, Raj, if two documents have got similar assignment number, very well. Huh? Is it not going now? Or-
No, it's going.
What are sort code of that one?
It's going,
OB
but catch it, yeah.
OB?
Don't let it go.
OB16.
OB16. See, advanced topic, it's a fun if you have practiced everything, right? Otherwise, it will evaporate. Evaporate.
I was checking his door.
And the transaction code I was talking about, F.13. This Z02 we use for customer clearing, the sort key, the Z sort key which we have created. Because customer makes payment through WPM system, right? Via IDOC it hits our system. We have invoice and we have payment. Who will clear them? We don't want to do it manually. We have created Z sort key, and this through via this we have created a background job which runs every 20 minutes. F.13 as you can see, automatic clearing, in which we can say here for customers. Company code, fiscal year, assignment, posting rates, select customers, right? And I can choose give 0 to Z customer range, and there will be assignment field, and I can schedule a background job
That's a good one.
where there is two common assignment field on invoice and payment, clear it, and it can do every 20 minutes. So account receivable doesn't have to manually clear it. Manish. So this is an automation. So these are the small enhancements which we, and you need to remember 5 of these, at least 5 enhancement, 5 projects, and 15 issues. Then you are ready for a job, right? For an interview. Otherwise there is no point going for an interview, right? As long as you have got something to talk about, right? So this is F.13, which can be used for AP, AR, you name it, for automatic clearing. There is, the bottom line is the debit and credit should have common assignment field, then it will clear it. And where the assignment field is coming from?
Postal.
Sorry. Right. I think I need to stop. now today because I wanted to do SD as well, but
That will be too much. To be tried.
Because we go on P2P,
so we have done P2P, O2C.
O2C.
We will do it next time. We will do O2C, and I want a favor from you. You know, I have shared that new GL document.
Yeah.
Very clear and concise. Though we have done the document splitting, I showed you the other day how it works, right? But I want you to try this on by yourself. Try to configure using that document at home. Yeah. So those things I expect you to do on your own. Next time I want to finish O2C. And one thing I have missed, nobody has reminded me, electronic bank statement mapping. Right? Cash journal 4-step, right? 4-step process, right? Cash journal, right? Cash journal we will cover it in 1 hour. Shouldn't be a problem, right? So the most important thing is electronic bank statement mapping that you should know. Because in APP, what you are doing, automatic payment program, you make a payment to your vendor, you send a file to a bank, and the bank makes a payment. That far we know how it works. But we don't know when the bank send you a statement, how to upload and how it works, what configure is required in the background. That because we don't have a bank file, but I can show you on my system right, how it works end to end. Who has tried using 2 house banks? Anybody tried using 2 house banks? No.
What is this, by the way?
You guys are calling your
I haven't
consultant.
used
What is this 2 house bank?
I've configured
Oh, you
two
don't know.
outbound.
You don't have APP. So I have to sit with you one
Who
day.
doesn't have APP?
No, he missed that APP session. Who has tried using 2 house bank?
I've configured 2 outbound, but haven't used the
Yeah.
other bank. But it comes up anytime I want to select which bank do I want to use.
You are the only person in all class who does this.
FI.
You should change. Why?